Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to add batching really quick. It's really late in the day. Don't usually stream this late in the day. We'll see how it goes. Well, I want to add batching. What we did in some previous streams is we built our own deep learning machine framework from scratch without any help other than with the help of a library called NumPy. NumPy helps us with for loops and things like that, making it really clean and simple to read the code. So you can check out here, for example, some nice little math functions that come along with NumPy that allows us to do lines like this. This line right here would normally take multiple for loops and some interesting nesting, and we can do it all in one line, really clean and simple and easily. That's why I like NumPy, because it makes that sort of syntax a lot cleaner. You would have to write this as a for loop to iterate through this, and then you have to write another for loop because it's a multi-dimensional array, and then you have to, hey, July, how's it going? It is super late. I know. We're very late today. We had a lot of meetings, but I still wanted to go live and add batching because, July, thank you for recommending. We added the MNIST training set. And guess what? It worked. It actually worked. It was amazing. We did have a little challenge with some divide by zero. We do need to fix that. Well, we don't have to fix it because it works just fine with it. It works just fine, but it has these warnings on it, which are these warnings right here. You can see here is our learning rate in epochs. We did here, we'll do 100 samples because this will be a batch. We'll do a batch size of 100 because basically we're doing a batch size 100%, but we need to add batching during our train section right here. See X and Y. We need to update our train method to do batches. But for now, we don't have that. So we'll just say 100 samples. We'll save that and then we'll run it. And it'll learn. Now that we have a pretty display of green, what we can do next is let's do batching. Let's add some batches, right? So here is our data set. And then we want to add a batching. So if we do like batch size, we could have like a batch size or something. Let's go in our model. When we do our train, let's do batches. Let's get our batches. Okay. So we've got number epochs. And then how are we going to do this? So we've got our features and labels. So we need to do batching. Let me see. Oh, it already knows what I wanted. We don't have to use it. We're updating our from scratch machine neural network that we wrote in previous streams, which is only a few lines of code. Well, right here, it's like the most important part is right here you see on the screen. This is the critical aspects. It's all the important parts for typically the most modern approach when it comes to the state of the art for machine learning. Do you stochastically sample the batch? Yes, we should. We totally should. So we should do it. We should add it random. So we should do it randomized. I've written my own, I've done this several times in the past. I've written several models like this in the past. All we have to do is we have to grab, we just need to get a random, we can get random numbers and we just need a batch size. So we've got our batch size. Let's do batch 32. And then we want to see the input. So we do inputs equals features. Wait, 1 to 7. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Here we go. So we can just use NumPy. We don't have to import math or anything like that. There we go. So we can just do this instead. Where is our batch at? Here we go. Get our batch going. So we've got a random. So see here, random like that. Okay, so we'll figure out. We'll figure out. So we do want. So what we want to do is we want to fill the array with a range that is the size of the batch. So we go range batch like this. So that is a range, and then we can say for I in we'll do, and then we do np.random like this. So we'll wait, almost. We'll figure this out. Okay. So this is, so we've got a range for I in range like this. We're going to do some list comp here. We'll do some list comprehension. All right, here we go. Okay, so for I, that will give us the size that we're looking for in terms of a batch. But what we want is to grab the feature based on I. So we just do this. I like that, and then this will create us the features. This will give us the features for so we can do this. So we've got our batch size here. Maybe what we could do is do batch here and like have a capital letter, and we'll just put like 5 up here or something like that. Batch, and then we'll this is not good practice. Don't don't get me wrong. This is not good practice. We don't want these global variables doing our things for us. We don't like the global variables doing things for us. But what I could do for now is actually just like this, like that. Okay. So now we've got our batch size, and we've got our inputs and our targets, our features and labels. We're looking good. So this will loop. This basically runs 100 batches, not 100 epochs, right? So if we have like 100, this will give us 500 data samples. But it's not. The term epochs is not correct in this case. We need it to match on the number of training data sets. So we need to say the length of. We need to say not epochs. Oh, how do we do this? Epochs times, instead of globals, what we'd want to do is add we'd put the information, so like on our .train function, we would want to pass in batch size, batch equals, and then we'll just say 5, and then epochs equals, let's do 10, right? We'd have to do something like that. We'd do something like that. That's what it would look like instead of globals, and that's a much better approach. We'd also need to update our learning rate, and so batch size, learning rate, and then learn_rate like that. I think we could do something like that. Oh, I said, hey, how's it going? Perfecto. Thank you for the likes. Epochs equals train rows divided by length, rows length. Thank you. That's what we're looking for, July. Thank you. That's what I want. I want that. Okay, let's see if we can do this. And then learn. I'll just say learn equals, so we'll do this like this, 0.001 batch. Okay, we're good. Let's do that. Okay, so we got rid of the globals. Now we just need to say batch like this. So we need to, see here. What was it? What was our train function look like? It's like this. Okay, let's go like this. There we go. So we need to say batch equals, we'll just copy and paste this directly. So these are like really good defaults like that. So we'll just do this. We'll make it so like they're really good defaults. Perfect. Okay. Then we go over here. We say batch, and then we have epochs like this. And then let's take July's epochs equals train. Thank you for the likes, you guys. Rows, the number of rows divided by the batch. Okay. All right. So rows. So that would be features, which would be length, right? So we do len equals features. So that's the number of features in the training data set. And then you said divide by batch. So that'll be the batch size, right? And so size. So if batch size is 5, but let's say the features is 100, calculator. So we'll say 100 divided by 5 would be 20. So that'll run through 20 iterations. That'll be 20 iterations. Also, this isn't like perfect precision because this is randomized. So we're not gonna. It won't be a true epoch. This won't be like pulling in. I think this is good enough. We actually might miss some. We'll miss some data. It won't train on everything. In this case, it won't train on everything because we're not doing 100%. So we're missing some parts. Hey, the FP2 guy. Hello. How's it going? Welcome on in. We're implementing a good enough batching for our AI algorithm. It's good enough batching for our AI algorithm. It's what we're doing here. And so see if we can get our batching working. Let's see if we can get our batching working. So it's not perfect batching and it's not fully perfect, but I think we're good enough. All right. So, this gets us close, right? So it's not, this gets us, this tells us to 20 times. Oh, and then we need to multiply by 20, right? So we'll just say epochs, right? I think it's an epochs times features divided by batch. So this says do it 20 times. Okay, we did it. That's it right there. Are we done, you guys? Are we already done? Is that it? Is that all it took? Right there, you see on the screen? That easy to implement batching for our AI machine learning model? I don't know. Let's find out. Is it going to work? Wait, let's go to print. Hold on. I don't want to print a whole bunch of stuff. Let's see if we can. Let's see if we can keep it easy to do. To be in an int so you can iterate. I think that's, yeah, it does. It does need to be an int. You're totally right. But everything's an int now. Why isn't it working? Put the int around the feature batch. Oh, I got it. Okay, you know what you're talking about, don't you? You know what you're talking about. There we go. Okay, let's try that. Let's try it. Here, let's. There we go. Is it gonna work this time? Is it work? Oh no! Oh wait. Okay, it worked. It worked. Thank you so much. The division is making it a float. Double check. All right, so we got to go up to our optimize function up here. Or optimize batch. Wait, do float division. And then, oh, wait, forward slash. Oh, that's a whole. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay, let's do it. All right. Forward slash. There we go, Lost Lab. I see what's going on. We needed an extra forward slash in there. I forgot you could do that in Python. I forgot you could do that. Python like this, right? So we go 1.1 and then forward slash like 2.0, right? That does, but then what happens if you do 2 forward slashes? Oh, wait. Are we sure we like that? Are we sure we like that? 10. Oh, okay. So what if we do 200? 200 divided by 10, 20. And that, wait, so that does that changes it, right? So if we do 11 versus forward slash that. So, okay, so that rounds it for us. There we go. Okay, so we did it. Double forward slash. That is super weird. I'm not used to that. I am not used to that. 1 second. Size is different from 28. Oh, input operand 1 is a mismatch. Is that because where's that at? Where's that at? What line? There? Really? Okay. So that's probably on the forward pass. So let's just do this. Let's make it clean. Let's make it run a little bit faster so I can see where the error is more easily. Where's the error at? So I do believe it. Oh, well, no. Oh, here's why. This is it right here. We have to do this for now. That's what it is. Okay. Okay, there, we fixed it. We'll have to do something else later. We'll get to the X and Y train and X and Y test distinction later. So seems quite nice. What's the purpose? The purpose is learning. We're learning. So if you're going to be building a machine learning, your own machine learning model, you're probably going to use PyTorch directly. So you do PyTorch like this. You'll be using PyTorch, and it's a lot. It has hardware acceleration. So you don't have to worry about writing your own algorithm from scratch. But what we're doing here with our own stuff is we're learning. Hey, look, there it goes. We did it. We added batching, you guys. Isn't that cool? We added batching. It's so good. I know we didn't get all the greens. Oh, it's so close to almost all greens, isn't it? I just want it to be all green. I like it to be all green. It can be if we do 100% of the data and we do even batching, but we're not doing even batching. We're doing stochastic batching, and it's possible to miss some data, and some data is not going to get trained on evenly. It's not even training. And so that's when, okay, so what we need to do tomorrow is upgrade our batching. So that's the plan for tomorrow. We'll upgrade our batching tomorrow. This is what we'll do tomorrow. Okay, so here, let's add a to-do for tomorrow. To do, improve batching. There we go. And we do this by, see, it's got to be even, improve our batching so that way it has a nice even distribution so we don't miss anything in our range. Because the reason why is because we got, look at right here, it's like right there. Oh, you can't see it perfectly, but right behind the Python, there's one red block right